Hi, my name is Nicholas Bazos, and this is my final iteration for my Unreal Tournament level named Waterfall Outpost. So with this level, how I went about putting materials on my geometry and how the method to my madness was that it was inspired by one of my favorite maps in Unreal Tournament called, I believe it's called Outpost 23, it's Outpost something, and that map used a lot of orange and white as contrast to really make the orange pop, and I really appreciate in that level how the colors really popped out of you, and it was extremely vibrant and vivid. I really enjoy how that level felt very clean. So using inspiration from that level, I sort of went with this red and black color scheme a little bit for my waterfall outpost, and similar to that level as well, I tried to use the red as sort of ways to guide the player along as much as I could, as much as I could feasibly put the red in. I used it to guide the players. As you can also see, I got this water plane in, and I got it to a pretty nice color where it kind of makes sense that this is how it looks on top, and then this is what the post-process volume, how I set those settings to look underneath. Going around, I have railings on everything. The railings are colored with a bright brush metal material, and all the railings are. And then if we come down here, we have the lift, which is colored red. I made the pillars red with these black undertones, but one of the main things I did here was I have these light fixtures in each pillar, these red little light fixtures with spotlights facing up. Because I really, I forget where exactly I got the inspiration from, but just going in my day-to-day life in like architecture in Boston and stuff, and some monuments, you will find a lot of these sort of circular lights coming from the ground in this fashion, maybe pillar to pillar. So, and I thought it'd be very interesting too to sort of see your enemies illuminated as you're fighting in between the pillars. Something else I added was this teleporter in the back, and I added this just to avoid another any possible situation of choke points coming from this side, and I added the end point of the teleporter to be right here under the water, and I thought that would be a good place for it because it doesn't expose a player right away, and they'll have a moment to orientate themselves and get themselves ready for their next fight. Other than that, I really focused on going for that black and red pop. And I didn't want to fool around with too many other colors. I tried a bunch of different other colors, and it just didn't have the same contrast, and it just sort of broke this black and red combination that I feel works very well. As in terms of why I didn't change the waterfall color, well, actually, a lot of the materials, or waterfall color, more like the waterfall material, a lot of the materials actually didn't fit too well, and the water was too light. It wasn't flowing in the right direction. So after going through a lot of the waterfall assets, this is the best looking to get the waterfall actually working in a way. And just to add on to that, I made this material color because the people in the outpost, or whoever is soldiering that outpost will need clean water, so thematically this is their sort of holding station for the water, if you will. Last thing, I also added this light right here because I did notice when I was running through it that it can get a little too dark over here. So we have a nice little light over here for the fixtures. And other than that, everything else is pretty much the same from my last video walkthroughs, but we'll do a quick run through right now. Just show what it's like. I set the game mode to the deathmatch, so the game mode's already set up. I'm just running around. And as you can see how the red really pops, it really draws your attention. So this sort of path out here will draw your attention towards that towards the U damage, which is the most powerful power-up and center of attention to the level. Got these areas up here, guns and weapon placements. We'll jump down here in the nice water. and then we'll head down. We have the nice little spotlights here, and then I'll show you too how the teleporter works. And to put this teleporter here, I moved this rocket up a little because I still wanted to keep this rocket sort of in this center destination, because I felt that it's a very good place to have a very desirable weapon pickup. And also, if they're quick enough, they can get the rocket. Oops, messed up. If they're quick enough, they can grab the rocket, get in a teleporter, and they get put in underwater, and then they can go from there. Just to add on, I chose not to put cover here actually, because my decision behind that was because there isn't that much open spaces in the level. A lot of the level is actually very cramped, tight space. You could say that one of the open spaces is up here, but there's verticality to we can use verticality to their advantage. So I did want to keep sort of one large open space in the level at least. And another reason as to why I didn't include cover for this too is because I really enjoy some of the larger open spaces in the other Unreal Tournament levels I've played, because it can make for a lot of interesting things to happen, where you can be seeing the other person rushing for the other side because you're both trying to get this keg of health, and you can have a very interesting sort of gunfight. So those are the reasons why I didn't put cover over this area here. But other than that, I'm pretty pleased with how my level turned out. You definitely got a lot of great feedback on it and how to grow it and get it to this point, and definitely in the future I'm looking on iterating it as well, but I'm hoping to sort of get some people in the Unreal community to play and give me some feedback on this as well. But thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy my level.